what are the things that you're trying to accomplish in terms of building your team?
My goal is to basically duplicate myself. My goal is not to have a big team.
It's important for us to work hard.
Yeah.
As well as work smart. They work hard, they make numbers, but they're not converting. Like, what's going on? Why don't All right, we're live. Not live, but it's actually it's recording. So, all right. First of all, thank you for coming by.
Of course, happy to be here.
Thank you for coming by, and let's dive in. So maybe give you a little bit of insight about how long you've been in business and what kind of your stuff are you actually focusing on in terms of real estate.
Okay, yeah. I've been in the business now about 20 years roughly. This is my 21st year, I think. Started very young and getting old now.
You're still young. You're still young.
I feel like I've been doing this forever.
Yes.
And I would say the last 10 years or so, about 10 years or so, my focus has been more on land and development.
Okay.
So I've shifted sort of to commercial side most. I still do the resale, but I don't actively try to get clients. It's my past clients and database repeat referrals. So those business my team handles mostly, and then I handle some of it. And then the rest is land, acquisitions, development, plazas, things like that.
Good for you. We know each other from Mike Ferry's.
Yes.
The old days, right?
Yes.
I think about 10 years ago, somewhere around 10 years ago.
Probably, 10 years, maybe a little bit over 10 years.
Yes. That's how we know each other.
Yeah.
And as well from some same office as well.
Yeah.
Right? Remax Realtron.
Remax Realtron, yeah.
Now, how did you actually kind of switch gear from being a residential real estate agent and became more towards the land development? Because I understand that Mike Ferry trainings is more focusing on residential
resale.
Yeah. Yes.
So for me, I think I kind of stumbled on it accidentally. I was looking for, probably about 10, 11 years ago, I was looking for a custom home in Pickering. And as I was looking for it, I couldn't find anything. So I would drive around and I would see all these homes going up, but I would not see any of them on the market. After a few months of struggling to find something, I walked around and just talked to some of the builders that were building in that area. And little by little, I connected with them. I go around, say hi. And one of them I actually ended up selling about a few months later. Then after that, little by little, just connecting with them. I started with individual custom homes.
Okay.
A few of my friends, I helped them get into the business. I started networking with other builders. And then from that, I've branched on to, bigger developments, even high-rise subdivisions, things like that.
Wow, good for you. Good for you. So you started with actually looking for custom-built homes.
For one of my resale clients, yeah.
Okay. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And then you started with that, and then did you actually list the property that you're referring to that?
I didn't list it. I ended up my buyer bought it.
Oh, your buyer bought it
after
a few months?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Right.
And when you get into a niche market, a lot of it is networking, word of mouth.
Yes.
So it grows pretty fast, the network.
Okay.
And then things just sort of naturally come to you, and then you're pushed into that side whether you want to or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for you. Now, so you've been doing that and then from that, it kind of go into a land development, so bigger people, your clients wanting to do bigger stuff.
Yes. So most of my newer clients, I would say, are developers. They don't actually end up building themselves. They buy land, develop it, and then sell it to a bigger builder, yeah.
Okay.
Mostly high-rise, or some of them are, just small townhouse developments, subdivisions, things like that.
Okay, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So what about resales? Are you still, you handling it, or is it someone from your team is handling it?
I still do some of the resale.
I see.
And my team handles some of it as well. It really depends on the deal, the clientele. A lot of my clients that are coming back to me, they come back to me for me.
Yeah.
So some of those clients, it's hard to persuade them to go to somebody else. They still want to work with me.
Okay.
But I'm trying to wean off of that slowly.
So you try to get off that, more focusing on commercial only?
Focusing more on the commercial and land development, yeah.
Okay, nice.
That'd be ideal. But it's tough to say no to, loyal clients that have been with me. Some of them have been with me 20 years. So it's tough to say no when they need help.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's what we do, right? We try to serve them as much as possible because since they, just like what you said, they've been with you for such a long time, and they want to say, hey, you know what? I want to list my home. I want to buy another home.
Yeah.
Can you help out? Right.
So most of the listings I can handle.
Yep.
Some of the buyers, especially, things that are a little bit away, some of the smaller deals, I hand them off to my team and they handle it.
Okay. So how many team members do you have right now?
I have technically I have 3 people on my team, but
Yep.
2 that are dedicatedly working with under me,
Yep.
and then one is my brother.
Okay.
So we keep it little. He's on my team, but he kind of does his own thing.
Okay. Does his own thing. I
Yeah.
see. I guess just like me and my brother.
Exactly. It gets difficult sometimes when you mix business with your siblings and family.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing here is that he has like the way that we do is that he will handle all the deals, like relatives, friends. He'll handle that.
Yeah.
And for like a lot of I have my own clients as well as my new business, right? So I have my portion already. I have my shares already, pretty much already, because I've been in business for. This is my 17 years, not as long as you, but still 17 years in business.
Almost the same.
So I came out from a banking background and been in business for, I think, about 5 years already.
Okay, yeah.
So he's more developing and then he wanted to go into commercial side as well. That's a little bit different than, what you're referring to, but I see what you mean by having a little bit.
If you have the thing is when you have an actual team structure.
Yes.
And if my brother was to work with my clients, I would want things done a certain way. And especially with him being older than me, he's used to, on the personal side, telling me what to do.
Yeah.
Having me telling him what to do it can be challenging sometimes.
I think that's the same situation. He's older than me.
Yeah.
As well. Exactly.
So
yeah.
The personal dynamics and the business dynamics are
the
reverse, and sometimes can be challenging.
That's correct. I totally agree with that. I think we're on the same boat for that. Anyways, so you're saying that about 2 to 3 agents in your team right now.
That's right.
What would be an ideal team to you? Or what are the things that you're trying to accomplish in terms of building your team?
I don't think I want a bigger team.
Yeah.
I would like a small team. My goal is to basically duplicate myself so that my resale business can continue the way I would do it. So my goal is not to have a big team. 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 max people on my team that can handle my resale business at the level that I would. So my focus is more on training them to do the things the way I would do it and have them eventually take over my resale side.
Okay. Would you mind sharing your structure? Let's say if it's a team lead.
Yeah.
If it's their own lead, how will it be?
So typical team lead, we split it 50-50. And they still have their split with
the company.
Yeah, with the company as well.
Yeah.
Personal deals.
Yeah.
They have a 75-25 split with me.
Yeah.
And they still have their own brokerage split as well.
Yeah. Okay. So all your your personal deals, you're going to be splitting 50-50 with them. That's what you're
50-50, and they still have that 75-25 split after that.
With the company.
Works out to about 37.50 and 62.50.
Sorry,
37.50 for them. And 67.50 if you really break it down. Because they get split 50-50.
Yes.
And they still have the 25 split coming back to me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So did you started a sub-brokerage or something like that?
No, but the team structure, the way it's done, on all the deals, it's 75-25 to me.
Yeah.
And on the deals that we do, we split it, and then they still go through the team split.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I thought that was only for sub-brokerage.
No, the team structure also has it.
Oh, okay.
I'm actually in the verge of sub-brokeraging.
You're trying to do sub-brokerage right now? Why would you do sub-brokerage? I don't get it.
So
what's the point?
It's not so much on the real estate side. It's more for business and structuring the company in a way where it's more for tax incentive.
Well, don't you have
a prec?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can have a prec, but it's better to have a prec under a sub-brokerage. Now you have double the write-offs. For example, I can have a prec. And I can have a car into the prec. I can have a car into the sub-brokerage.
Yes, you have two corporations.
I can even have a holdco that holds my sub-brokerage. So there's multiple umbrellas you can have once you have a sub-brokerage.
You can have a holding company, holding prec.
Yeah, I understand. But the way a sub-brokerage can be structured, there's a lot of...
I understand. It's more of on the tax side. I understand what you're saying. It's like for my understanding is that for having a prec and incorporation, they're pretty much the same. The split, but...
Yes. You're right that if you don't utilize all avenues that are available to you through your accountant and your wealth management team, it is the same.
Yes.
But there are hidden loopholes that you can use to benefit yourself if you have a sub-brokerage and a prec under it.
I see. Are you going through that in terms of a real estate, accountant, or you have a wealth
I have an accountant and a wealth manager.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, nice. So your ideal would be someone having a team. Ideal team would be someone that trained it to where they can do all your resales all your leases.
That would be ideal, but having said that, I have high standards.
Yeah.
So, just like I'm pretty sure you always feel like you would do better than,
Yes.
whoever you teach.
Yes. Typical.
So, yeah.
Typical.
So it's tough to be fully hands off.
Yes.
But I'm trying to let go of that a little bit.
Yep.
It's sometimes difficult to let go of control.
Yep.
But I think eventually at some point you have to in order to grow.
Yep.
Delegating is the best way to grow, right? Like duplicating myself. I only have 24 hours in a day.
Of course.
So duplicating myself is the only way to have more time in the day.
Yes.
So hopefully I can get to a point where I'm 100% confident
Yep.
in the people that work for me, where I can say, okay, you know what? I know you got this.
Yep.
Yeah, it's tough.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's having a system where you have everything structured out
Yeah.
that you don't have to be there. They can do all this
It
stuff.
operates itself.
It
Yeah.
operates itself, right? That's what we call a business, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're actually working.
Yeah.
But I don't want to say this, but that's the reason I actually made a move from
EXP.
Realtron, because I actually did exactly what you were talking about, is incorporation.
Yeah.
I had an incorporation.
Yeah.
And I kind of stopped it and came to EXP, because trying to having real estate, I believe that, I think you make very good money last year based on what you said, right?
Yeah,
and then
I made decent money.
yeah, you made decent money, right? Now, I think that not bad, to be honest with you as well. The thing here is that it's a kind of been in rat wheel where we have to do it every single year.
Yeah.
That's the thing that, have you thought about that? Like, am I going to be doing this? Am I able to repeat last year? Have you ever been in a situation?
To me, I enjoy what I do. So, someone recently asked me, actually, this question has been asked by me before as well. When would you retire?
Yep.
And I would say I would never retire because I don't want to.
Well,
but there's a difference between having to work
yes.
and wanting to work.
Yes.
Right. So I want to be in a position where I want to work and I choose to work when I want to work, but I don't necessarily want to be in a position where I have to work.
Need it to work.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, and that's the reason. I'm tired of. To be honest with you, I'm tired of real estate.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say that I would retire from real estate.
Yeah.
It's just like a job right now to
Yeah.
me. And I feel that if in a position where I don't have to go out, buy, sell. Personally, I don't even do showings right now. Like every single last 5 years or so. Basically, I will show probably 10, 15 homes a year. Honestly, like somewhere around that. I don't do much of that. The majority will be coming from listings.
Yeah. Okay.
And myself wanting to actually be out of listing as well.
Yeah. Okay.
But I want to manage a team. So that's why I ask you, what would be an ideal team to you?
So for me, I enjoy more being in the field and working than managing. I find it, without sounding cruel or rude, I find it frustrating sometimes to teach. The reason is you naturally expect people to know what you know.
Yep.
And that's not the case.
Of course.
So teaching someone something that's brand new to them can be challenging.
I totally agree.
And sometimes I have it in me, sometimes there's days where you just don't have the patience for it.
For sure. And it's just like how we always say, analogy use is that you can always lead a horse to the water.
You can't make it drink.
But are they going to drink?
Yeah.
Are they going to look at it? That's a different story.
Yeah.
And that's very important.
Yeah.
I honestly don't want to be management.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be a position where I have to manage.
Yeah.
I mean, ideally, I'm going to be here having an operational manager taking care of everything.
Yeah.
That's my ideal, having 10, 15 agents working for the team, any design team, let's say, right? I do have that. And having that said, of course, we have to make sure that they're trained, they are having enough leads, they're calling, they're doing the work, right? We always say that, it's important for us to work hard as well as work smart.
Of course, 100%.
Right? Working hard is good. Guess what? Without utilize all of the stuff and understanding the process, you can make calls. The thing is, I need to make 20 contacts. Okay, I'm just making 20 contacts and then done. But guess what? Nothing happened. What's the point of actually making that 20 contacts?
Well, it's a numbers game, right? So 20 no's just means you're that much closer to the yes. Like the Mike Ferry system is ingrained in me. It doesn't matter if I'm in coaching or not. But it's ingrained in me. Even what I teach my team is the same Mike Ferry system that I used.
Exactly. Yeah. My point is, it's not about numbers game. It isn't about numbers game. But some people, they just focusing on that saying, oh, I'm just going to make calls. You asked me to make 20 contacts, I'll make 20 contacts. There's no intention that you need to make that appointments. You see where I'm coming from?
That's because they're probably calling to hit those numbers as far as the number of calls go. where the goal should be to convert those into
Yes.
leads, appointments, and then actual transactions.
There you go. What I'm trying to say is that we work hard. But I've seen that people, they
Yeah.
work hard, they make numbers,
Yeah,
but they're not converting. I'm like, what's going on? Why don't
I
you
see
have
that all the
numbers?
time.
I'm like,
I see it
there's
all the
something
time.
wrong that if you're just
100%
making,
they're doing something wrong.
yes, because if you are actually making 20 contacts every single day, Monday to Friday,
Yeah.
and nothing happened, you're telling me something wrong.
Yeah, there's either something wrong with the approach, the confidence, maybe not knowing the market enough, knowledge. It could be anything, but they are definitely doing something wrong.
Communication. But again, we have to know the numbers. We have to know this in order for us to know is by they have to tracking the numbers.
Yeah.
Otherwise, how would you know? How would you know?
Exactly.
Or will I know? Right. But again, going back to the team concept is that having a team where they can self-operate. So that's why I've been working hard on having a system.
Yeah.
Where, let's say, right now I'm having a system where I bring back my listing appointments, hand it off to my admin team.
Yeah.
They take care of everything.
Yeah.
Hands off.
Yeah.
Are you doing that right now?
No, unfortunately, like I said, I have a problem letting go.
Okay.
So, so that's what I should be doing.
Okay.
Delegating a little bit more, but I like to micromanage a bit.
Yeah. Okay.
So I hover around. I try to do things myself.
Okay.
I feel like it's done better if I do it. So I had to learn from you and try to delegate more. It's difficult, especially as a person that's more of a control freak
Yeah.
and a perfectionist. It's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure. So what kind of personality are you?
I'm a driver.
You're a driver.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Because I am a driver as well.
Most drivers can let go,
Yes.
but so most people think I'm a driver.
Yeah.
I personally think I'm amiable, but probably not. The way I speak, I'm not. But I do have some analytical tendencies.
Oh my God. I started thinking that I was amiable,
Yeah.
but a lot of
That's
people
what I thought.
telling me that I was driver.
Yeah.
But I do like. I'm the only people when I go into a listing appointment.
Yeah.
The only people that I have problem with will be the driver, because
Really?
I try to control the pace.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he tried to control the pace. So where we kind of bump each other, which
I have
sometimes.
an easy time with drivers.
Oh, really?
I have a very tough time with analyticals.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think that analyticals and amiables, even expressive.
Yeah.
I'm okay with.
Expressives I can handle.
Yes, yeah.
Analyticals I have a very tough time.
Interesting.
They're very slow to make
Yeah.
decisions, and it frustrates me.
Yes. Yes.
But in a line of business, you have to have more patience.
That's correct.
So it's a balance of trying to be patient,
Yeah.
but at the same time, not show that it's frustrating you.
Yes.
It can make it tough. But I also, Larry was Larry your coach?
No.
So Larry was my coach. Larry did a good job on teaching me how to analyze other people's personalities.
Okay.
So I get it very quickly when I get for me when I go into a listing appointment, or
Yes.
even when I'm prospecting, or if I'm doing anything like that.
Yes.
I'm very quick to try to analyze what their personality is, and I try to gear it towards that,
Okay.
or present it in a way where it's appealing to them. So it helps, but still, I have the toughest time with analytical people.
I guess we just have to prepare ahead of time for them.
Yeah.
Be prepared. Be more prepared for them. Prep them
Sometimes if
earlier.
it's new clients, you don't know until you actually sit down. In
That's
front of them.
correct.
Yeah.
That's correct.
As you have the conversation, then you realize.
Exactly.
So then you have to sometimes divert from your plan and change it up.
Yes.
Sometimes you got to throw away the listing presentation. If it's a driver, they don't want to sit there through a
That's
whole listing
correct.
presentation.
That's correct. So
Yeah.
sometimes what you actually do, I've actually got thrown out by driver before.
Oh, yeah? It's too long?
No, he's like, just give me a number. I'm like, no, you have to follow my
Yeah.
procedure first.
But if you give sometimes you have to give the number and they're ready to go.
I guess you're right.
Yeah.
But I feel that, you know what, you gotta listen to I haven't finished yet. Let me finish first. You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
That's my driver's side. Let me finish first.
But that's where in business, I think, there's times when you have to check your ego at the door, and it's not about you. It's about getting the signature.
I know. Now after that, I'm like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
What's the point of actually going through the presentation if they don't need it? They're ready right now.
Yeah. Some people are ready to sign. Like
Yes.
I've had clients when I walk through the door, 2 minutes in, they're ready to sign. They don't want to hear anything. They just want to know What's your commission?
Yeah.
What are you going to sell the house for?
Yes.
They don't care about anything else.
Yes, and that by that I've actually changed a lot
Yeah.
in the last few years with that because I've been throwing out I think twice. I remember throwing out. He's like, "We're done. Get out." I'm serious. You think that
How long are your listing presentations usually?
I actually follow Mike Ferry's presentation.
Script? Yeah.
Yes,
Okay. How
script
long?
directly. I'll say about 20 minutes or so.
That's not too bad. I've actually personally been in listing presentations where it's over an hour.
No, sorry. In the appointments,
Yeah.
for sure an hour.
Okay.
I'll say anywhere 45 minutes to an hour and a half. I would think. But
If it's a driver, that's too long.
but most of time is that I try to finish the script within about 20 minutes or so.
Okay.
So that's my typical presentation, right? And now I used to have where I think I learned from some agents in the state where they actually when they put their, I think it could be from Tony Smith, they put the listing scripts on the table.
Yeah.
And going through the, hey, I wrote down a list of questions. Can I go through this with you?
Oh, okay.
So I use that same thing.
Okay.
It worked well. It worked well. And now, last couple of years, I kind of changed a bit.
Yeah.
More focusing on the price. Let's talk about price directly.
Yeah.
What I do to get your home sold.
Yeah.
Number 3, commission. These are the only 3
Yeah.
things that I focus right now.
Yeah.
Going into appointments.
I mean, essentially every buyer and seller, that's kind of what they want to know, right?
So that's why I want to be direct.
Yeah.
I don't want to go through that process.
Yeah.
It's something similar
Yeah.
to Mike Ferry presentation, but I just kind of focus on these 3 points because I remember it was another listing appointment that Mike Ferry, I think it was Superstar Richard or I don't know which one, but they did a they did a listing appointment. I think it was Tony Smith who said that at the end of the day we're going to go through 3 points. Number 1, what is your home going to sell for?
Yeah.
Number 2, what am I going to do to get your home sold? Number 3, what is the compensation for me to help you out?
Yeah.
Right.
So Larry used to tell me the same thing.
Yeah.
He used to tell me that every seller wants to know 3 things: how much are you going to sell my house for?
Yeah.
What it's going to cost me?
Yeah.
And how long is it going to take to sell it, and what are you going to do to sell it?
Yes.
So that's kind of what I've geared through it. I've heard people hear Larry
Yeah.
that have never been to a Mike Ferry conference and have never heard Larry speak, but they know me, my team, like for example my team,
Yeah.
and they would tell me, "Oh, you sound like Larry," because when you're being coached by somebody for so long and you're being trained to do business a certain way, you sort of mimic them and you become like a duplicate of them.
How long have you been coaching with Larry?
I think Larry coached me probably 5-6 years, I would say.
5-6 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah,
Okay.
roughly.
So why did you leave?
I went through some personal stuff.
Yeah.
Went through a divorce, and at that time I sort of got out of coaching.
Off track?
Yeah, just kind of stopped everything.
I see.
And I got out of coaching. I got out of. That's when I left Crossroads and went to Realtron, and I almost sort of started all over.
Okay.
Yeah, took a bit of a break and started all over.
I see.
Yeah.
I think I remember that you were actually recruiting managers for Crossroads, right?
Crossroads. So I was managing one of their offices, new office at Milner.
Yeah.
And I was recruiting for them. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I didn't like that.
You didn't like that?
No.
Why not?
Didn't pay. Oh, it didn't pay. It doesn't pay. I mean, you make more money selling real estate, right? Plus, again, it comes back to, when you recruit agents, they always call you when there's issues. So
Yes.
I would be getting calls at Friday night at 11:55.
That's crazy.
I would get calls saying, "Hey, this is happening. This agent's supposed to send me a waiver for financing. I can't reach them. They're not saying anything. They're not answering my calls." And I would even get calls from other brokerages, from other agents, saying, "Hey, your agent did this, or your agent's not calling me. Your agent was supposed to drop off a deposit check, and he didn't." So it wasn't my thing.
Was it? Are you the manager of the
I was.
branch?
I was, yeah.
Oh, so, okay, I see. So that's different. Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay.
I was managing the branch and I was recruiting for the whole brokerage.
Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously they didn't pay well enough to say for you to actually stay there, right?
No, in real estate, I think the management positions don't really pay as well as you do it if you have a passion for it.
Yeah.
And you also do it to learn the business if you want, have intentions of, opening
Having your own brokerage.
Yeah, things like that.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. Okay. I think the way that we are set up here is totally different than a having, because even though a lot of people would come to me for questions,
yeah,
but they're reasonables.
Yeah.
We have, because we do have 8 broker managers within EXP, phone call away, email, chat, whatever.
Yeah.
We got the chat. So they got the back end. So to handle, I'm more in terms of sales.
Yeah.
So I don't have that much problems, but I do get questions as well.
It's easier that way, but I find agents, especially if they're like in an actual team structure, or if you're the actual manager of a brokerage, they call you when they want an answer. They want an answer then. You take say 8 hours, 6 hours to call them back. They feel like why am I here? So it's challenging to be in that position, and it's like I said, if it doesn't.
And that's the reason I think that the traditional brokerage has its problems.
Yeah. And
I feel that honestly I do have a lot of started the sub brokerage with our Remax Rotron.
Yeah.
I never thought of actually leaving because I was thinking
you sub brokerage, yeah.
Because I was thinking not just sub brokerage, but I love the brand that much at that time, and I think that I would actually never, if I were to leave, I would be actually having my own brokerage.
Yeah.
But things happens, where why having a brokerage so much hassle? Where I figured that problems when it comes to, let's say you have a sub brokerage, all the liabilities come to you.
Of course, yeah.
That's a problem, don't you think?
Well, even now, the way Realtron set it up, we have designated representatives.
Yes.
So the liability again falls on us now.
Yes.
Even if you don't have a sub brokerage or a team.
Yeah.
So they've set it up in a way where they're a bit.
Also, they don't do designated brokerage.
Yeah. So when was it? December, I think. When Rico introduced that whole thing. They had a choice to opt into one or the other.
Yes.
And they went into designated representative.
Yeah.
So all of our listings, technically, we own them now.
Yes.
Because when we leave, we can take the listings with us. However, the liability also falls on you.
I'm more referring to, that's more of trap, but I'm more referring to Rico. There's anything that...
Same with Rico as well, because it's technically, the brokerage still has some liability.
Yeah.
But a little bit less hands-on as they used to, because I'm responsible for what I do now.
I'm not too sure about that in terms of the liabilities. I understand what's the difference between designated rep and versus the brokerage.
Yeah.
And my only thing is that when I was with the sub brokerage, you're all, let's say a Rico check. Let's say I had that problems where they say, hey, Rico check, prepare the stuff, we'll guide you through.
Yeah.
Where if we're an agent in a company,
you have nothing to worry about.
There's stuff that we don't have to take in care. They will take care for us.
Yeah.
Versus, hey, you gotta prepare this. You're gonna go get all this stuff.
Yeah.
I think that the feeling for me, it was totally different.
Yeah.
Where you shift off all your liabilities to the sub brokerage, and you're charging me more money, and for what? Because of tax purpose.
Yeah.
That's why I feel that there's no point. But what you're saying in terms of you can double dip on having a sub brokerage along with the preg, that's a little bit different because you come into where there's a lot of your income or your commission is high or big enough that you don't want to actually use it and you want to have it on a separate portfolio. That's totally different, right?
Well, with preg you can do the same as well.
Yeah, of course.
But it's more than just the income. I think there's a lot of tax incentives
Yep.
when you have a PREC is meant for just strictly real estate,
Yes.
whereas sub brokerage acts more like any other business that's owned out there. So there are more tax incentives.
We'll discuss more about that later afterwards. But anyways, I just feel that there's a lot of it doesn't, for me. I feel that there's if once the PREC is available, I mean, I don't see I don't see a benefit, but I mean, you never know. Just like what you said, right? But so my point is, I could have a brokerage where there's no overhead.
Yeah.
That's what I and I'm building this for the long term.
Yeah.
In 3 years, 5 years, I'm looking. Hey, you know what? I don't have to sell homes where I still get enough money or enough coming in to take care of the expenses. I don't have to be here, say, in Toronto for a year. I could be here for 6 months.
Yeah.
And I'll be in Florida for another 3 months. I could be in China for 3 months, let's say. So that's why I'm thinking of having a business where it will self-operate. So am I going to be there? For sure. We still have to be there. And I, just like what you said, you know, honestly, if you want to retire from real estate, what are you going to do? I mean, if you have you want to stay home, and that's not what we're looking for.
No.
But I would love to have in a position where I'm able to, I don't have to work, but I know I can do something else. I have work that I might be interested in doing, building another business, for example.
Even now,
you
know, just we're in a line of business where we have the flexibility of time. Even though we work for ourselves and we work our own hours, and when we're working hard, we actually do work more hours than a 9 to 5.
Yes.
We do have that flexibility of taking time off when we want to.
Yes.
If I really need to take time off, or if I would say, you know what, next week I want to travel.
Yes.
I can do that.
Of course.
You know, and especially with the team structure, and I have a team to take care of my business, I can up and leave at any time.
Now, the point here is, if you said that you leave 3 months.
Yeah.
If you leave 3 months, will your business run?
Yes.
6 months.
Yes.
Okay.
I can, the way I have it set up right now.
Yeah.
Since COVID, I think business has become a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Where we do a lot of stuff online, digitally, phone calls.
Yeah.
So in theory, yes, I can. But like I said, I'm too much of a control freak to do that.
But you still have to work.
Yeah, of course.
I'm referring to you being out in the field in 3 months, 6 months, not actually do working. Will your business run?
In order for me to do that, I would have to get to a point where I fully train someone to take over what I do.
And you won't duplicate yourself.
Which is difficult, yeah.
You won't be able to duplicate yourself, right? So my point is that you being out like 3 months away doesn't mean that you actually work abroad. I'm more referring to you being out, like, you know, I'm completing other work. Is that possible in 3 months, 6 months?
I don't think it's possible to be away for 3 or 6 months without working. However, I don't think I would be able to, even if I could.
Still have that income?
It's not about the income. I think I would need to. I love what I do. So,
I understand.
So I feel like I would need to, even if I had a team.
Yep.
I know it's difficult to duplicate myself. But let's say if I was able to.
Yep.
And I had somebody that's doing the exact same thing I'm doing, and they were able to take over my business, I still would want to be involved. So I don't think I can actually step away and not check in every so often.
Yeah. I'm just giving you an example, not that you cannot. I'm just saying that, let's say things happen where, hey, you're going to be away, you won't be able to touch anything for 3 months, 6 months. Can the business run? That's what I'm referring to.
Probably not.
So that's
at this point, no.
Technically, we're in a position where we're in the business versus on the business.
Yeah.
There's two different things that we're referring to.
Yeah, you're right. You're talking about, you know, residual income versus you know, ongoing income.
Yes. That's what I'm referring to.
Yeah, I know.
Right? You know, you don't have to be there, but everything's still working out, and you still have, I mean, you don't have to think about, you know what, my bills and stuff. That's what I'm referring to. Now, if you have something where you can take care of everything already, Hey,
Yeah.
well, savings, I understand that, but it's
Yeah.
just that how long can the saving done without a year, 2 year? You still have to do work,
course, yeah.
right? Right, the year, 2 years, that's still a lot already, right? For
Yeah.
you to actually, that's what I'm referring to, where we're mainly as a real estate or as a business that we're
Yeah.
running right now. It's currently we are working in the business versus on the business. That's what what I'm trying to be working on is
Yeah.
to be having that position where I could be working on the business. I wouldn't say that I'm going to be stepping away for 3 months, 6 months, but hey, guess what? My goal is to be, hey, 3 months in maybe in Florida, 3 months in China, let's say, 6 months in Toronto. That's my goal.
Not bad. So, as you have your business right now,
Yes,
if you stepped away for say 6 months or
yes,
even 3 months,
yes,
and you didn't take any phone calls, you didn't actually work,
yes.
it would just operate on its own?
On my real estate business, no,
Okay.
not yet.
Okay.
But this one, in terms of the residual income right now, is there, but not enough yet.
Okay.
It's there.
Yeah.
So right now,
You're talking about the EXP?
yes.
Okay.
Residual income right now, where there's a couple of $1,000 right now, anywhere from $2,000 right now a month.
Not bad. Okay.
So we should pretty much take care of this locations.
Yeah.
More than take care of this location.
Okay.
So which is good enough, right? And it's keep on growing, and once it hit that range where to maybe $20,000-$30,000 a month,
Yeah.
then guess what? Then I will shift off a lot of my work to my team. Say, hey, you're just like what you're trying to do in terms of your real estate residential side to the team. I'm gonna do that too, because I'm gonna give everything to you right now.
Yeah.
Right? There's procedures. I'm going to give that to you because I still need that income right now.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give off my listings at this moment yet, but I'm giving the buyers.
So, according to your plans, when would this be where you travel 6 months away, 3 months in China, 3 months in Florida?
I'll say 3 years.
3 years from now?
By 3 years, I think that is doable.
You have young children, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Would you take them with you, or how would that work?
Oh, in terms of that, we'll work something out with that. It's not something that I'm not trying to be like, oh wait, but my thinking is, hey, if I could be there all traveling the world, that'd be great. With winter being so cold, this year it's not bad at all, right?
It wasn't much of a winter this year.
Yes. So, but I want it to be like where I don't have to worry about anything, and I'm traveling. That's
for me. My children are young.
Yes.
Probably similar age. Or my daughter's 10. My son is turning 8 this year. So I still have probably about at least another 10 years, 12 years.
Yep.
Before I can actually take off and leave for that long a period.
Well, I'm not trying to. My son is actually in between. He just turned 9 yesterday.
Okay.
And we're not thinking of having really being there for 6 months. But my goal is every time we can take off, we don't have to think about this. Where you don't have to worry about anything. Everything's taken care. That's what I'm referring to, right? At this moment, probably 6 months away from Toronto, probably not.
Yeah.
Just like what you said, we still have young kids. They're still in school, right? But the point here I'm trying to say is that it's more about where you don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to
what
work.
you can do versus what. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, no, I can't. It'd be tough for me to leave for 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
And actually not answer any calls and not do any kind of work at all. But if I have a phone and a laptop, I can pretty much work from anywhere.
Exactly, and that's the benefit of actually after, just like what you said, after COVID, and that's the reason. I was thinking about this. I was thinking about this where when COVID hits.
Yeah.
Because I was going to go back to China beginning of 2020.
Yeah.
And obviously China had the COVID started, and then I'm not going back, and we started here again in March of 2020, and I was thinking about this. If I actually went back to China, and am I going to be staying there? Because my wife and my son were there for about 10 months. Because they went back to in December.
And they got stuck there?
Pretty much stuck. Pretty much. I mean,
Okay.
can they come back if they want it? Yes.
Okay.
But they you know what? My son was, you know what? Let's go to school over there for 10 months. So they were there for 10 months.
Well,
I
he
went,
actually went to school down there.
yeah,
Oh, that's
they're in
amazing.
school. I mean,
Okay.
like I think they daycares and stuff because he was
Okay.
still young at that time. And yeah, so that's something that I was thinking. If I got stuck in China, I mean for 3 months, 6 months,
Yeah.
okay, but a year.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff happening here, right? So we got a location here, we got a few properties.
Yeah.
So that's something that I've been thinking. Then that's caught me thinking. We actually don't have a business. We actually we're in the business where we work, we get paid.
We are the business. Yeah.
Yes, we are the business.
Yeah.
And that's a problem.
Yeah. You're right.
I feel that was a problem. So
Yeah.
that's the reason, I need to check it out. And especially Realtron say, I'm going to shut down all the office. And not just Realtron, but
Yeah.
all in general brokerage
Yeah.
shut down. Say no direct deposit. Sorry, no, you can't drop off check at the bank, at the branch.
Brokerage, yeah.
So you're going to do a direct deposit. I'm like, if you're going to do direct deposit, if you want to learn online,
Yeah.
where there's one company being online for 10 years.
Yeah.
Let me revisit this company and check it out. That's the reason. Anyways.
Okay.
Yeah, that's got me thinking really because of COVID. I think after COVID, a lot of things have changed as well.
Yeah, I understand EXP is a little bit. I feel like they're actually ahead of their time.
Yes, head of the game.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, for sure. And I see all the benefits that EXP has to offer. For me, some personal reasons is why
I mean,
I never made that move.
Yeah.
But I see the benefits for sure. You're essentially working the same way you would, any other brokerage.
yes,
And then, as you recruit agents, if you do,
yes,
you have that residual income that's being added to that.
Yes.
And over time, especially for example, I've been in the business 20 years now.
yes.
I've brought a lot of agents to the brokerage I've been with.
That's a point.
So
Yeah.
there's a lot of money that potentially could have been mine if
Yes.
I was in the same model, right?
Yes.
So I understand the benefits for sure.
Yeah.
But for me, I have my own personal reasons why I can't
Of
make
course.
that move. Yeah.
We're not here to talk about this
Yeah,
today.
no, I'm just saying,
Yes.
but I do understand the benefits. Yeah.
Yes, but I 100% believe in that the team concept.
Yeah.
It will be the best team concept. Will be the team that because traditionally in terms of team model. I mean, sometimes if you find a good team members, you're okay.
Yeah.
How long have your team members stay with you?
Pretty new, like through 2021.
Okay, so a couple of years.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not new, but a couple of
Yeah.
years. Just like what you said earlier, about managers. Why would they do a managers? People looking to retire, maybe they want to lay back.
Yeah.
They want to get steady pay, right? Same thing with team members. I mean, why would they join the team members? They want to learn how to do. They want to get leads.
course.
They want to learn how to generate leads. They want to learn the process because one day
Yeah.
they feel that I'm strong enough
Yeah.
that I actually wanted to operate a team,
Of course.
start their own team,
Of course.
right? So I see the turnovers, but I mean, have there been in a position where the team members been on a team for a long time? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, there are
sometimes
those.
there is, but
Yeah.
sometimes you have to lower your splits
Yeah, possibly. So
potentially, right?
Yeah, potentially. So it is tough to retain agents as you grow a bigger team,
Yep.
mainly because the income also gets split.
Yeah.
However, that's why my goal is to more have a smaller team.
Yeah.
The reason is if they're making fairly substantial amount of money being on a team, then they don't have that necessary urge to leave and go and make more money, right? But it also depends. Like for example, I think Mark Ferris
Yes.
Has-
Mark Ferris. Yes.
has built a very successful team model.
Yes.
He's built a team model where I've heard agents tell me where they're waiting in line to get on his team
Oh, really?
because
Wow.
his team members apparently make quite a bit of money. For the average real estate agent doesn't make as nearly as what those guys make.
Yes.
So if your agents are making money
Yeah.
and you treat them well, I think they'll stay.
Yeah.
But it's tough to do. It's easy to say, to have a team and have them make a few $100,000
Well,
each. It's not easy.
Of course. And if you're splitting, if you're actually split 50-50 with your
Yeah.
team members, with your personal needs
Yeah.
or your database,
Yeah.
I don't think they will leave.
Yeah, but again, like I said, it's 50-50, but technically it's a little bit less. But
Yes.
but I feel like it was a fair split. And I also I get in there and I sign the agreements.
Yeah.
Then I give it to them because like I said, I have a problem delegating. I don't
Yeah.
trust anybody to actually get the signature.
Yeah.
So I'll get the BRA signed.
Yeah.
And then they just really, go around showing, put an offer, do whatever else they have to do.
Okay.
And even then, like my team is newer.
Yeah.
So, during the offer process, I'll get calls, what should I do, or this went wrong. So I'm still there, technically hands-on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you're the first one actually going into for the first initial meeting first.
Yeah.
I see.
I get the BRA signed, I get the listing signed.
Okay. And then they take care of the rest.
Yeah.
I see. That's good.
Yeah.
You don't have to actually show them properties. Like, do you still go? Negotiate listings. In terms of
Listings, yes, definitely.
offer presentation.
Yes,
You do,
listings.
right?
I for the most part, there are some listings where I'm not involved.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I'm there.
I see.
And it also depends on the time.
Yeah.
Like for example, last week was March break. I took my kids. I went away.
Yeah.
Next week, Monday to Saturday, I'm in Vegas for Remax R4.
Yeah.
So, pretty much half the month I was gone.
Yeah.
And usually on a regular work week, I work Monday to Thursday.
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm off.
Okay.
So my team does handle a lot of it, but if I'm able to be there, I'm there. Yeah.
Nice.
There are exceptions. When I work Monday to Thursday, there are Saturdays or Sundays, the odd times where I do work.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I don't.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. So you only work 4 days now. That's amazing.
I've actually worked 4 days for a very long time, a few years now.
Few years now.
Yeah.
Okay. That's great. So yeah, for myself, I've actually worked about 5 days right now. I would say 5.5 days.
Okay.
Still, so Monday to Friday, and then Saturday I usually do it depends, but
Yeah.
majority of the time I would actually work on Saturday morning.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, so going back to the point, and that's the reason that I feel in terms of having a team, there is turnovers unless you're giving. What you said is correct. I've seen people that there's a huge team over there in Toronto, more on the west side. One of the agents actually hit 100 million. 1 million in commission.
The agent on the team.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't understand.
Yeah.
If you're making $1 million on your team, why do you have to be on a team? But because they don't have the guts to say, hey, if I leave the team, am I going to get that 1 million in commission?
I think it's a few things. That's probably
Yes.
one of the main reasons. But the reason behind that is probably because the team lead is the one that's marketing, spending the money on the marketing, and they probably have a structure of
Yes.
how the business is operating, and they have the support team. So you have all these things, and all you have to really do is go and sell.
Yes.
Right. So I think the business is made easier probably on that team. I don't know which team you're talking about.
Yeah.
But the business, I'm sure, is made much easier.
Yes.
So they don't mind,
And I've seen that, just like what you said, the team leaders have to actually market so much that maybe to throw in probably $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, $700,000 a year
Yeah,
on marketing.
for sure.
And then because of that, they're getting some. But the thing is that the split is very slow for them, for the team as well, for team leaders as well. The splits.
Or they take a little bit small cut.
Small cut. I'm talking probably less than 25%.
Yeah.
Some people, so, and for that, the team leaders wise, they're not like they're getting huge amount from that.
So I know teams where they obviously lower the split based on the production, right? And I've seen also teams where there's a cap. So let's say you make, I don't know, 200, 250, and
Yeah.
everything is yours after that.
Yeah.
So in that case, it's not a huge difference between being at a brokerage and being on that team.
Yes.
So then they may not have a reason to leave.
Yeah.
But from the team perspective,
Yeah.
you probably need to do a lot of volume and a lot of team members to
Yes.
sustain that.
So those are big teams that have like 30, 40, 50
Yeah.
agents.
At that point, you're a brokerage, you know?
Exactly. I don't believe that's actually a team. It's
Yeah.
more of a brokerage.
Yeah.
But anyways, I feel I see what you're coming from as well. And but the point here I'm seeing is operate as a team.
Yeah.
It's so much work for you to like. Sometimes we have a Chinese phrase saying that when you teach someone, they become like not your competition, but more of they leave you. Put it this way, they leave it.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what I believe in, and what I feel is having a team is that kind of a problem that we're seeing.
I think you're absolutely right in a sense where there are people that, will, soak up everything you can teach them and will leave at some point, right?
Yeah.
It's a natural evolution for the team.
Yeah.
But I can also see the flip side where if, you train somebody well enough and they're a good person, they appreciate what you've done and what you've taught them, I can see them stick around. But it can go either way. But I'm of the mindset of abundance. So I'm not worried to teach or share what I know, because I feel like those agents that want to learn
Yeah.
will learn eventually
Yeah.
and figure it out themselves, whether they're on a team or not.
Yes.
This business is very simple.
Yeah.
It's just not easy,
Of course.
right? So those who want to do well will figure it out.
Either way, they will figure it out. And
Yeah.
I'm in same boat. But the point here is that the reason that I feel that the concept that we have here is that it's a little bit different, where we are actually I always tell my team that, hey, whenever you feel that you learn all the stuff from me,
Yeah.
you can leave the team. You can become an individual agent.
Yeah.
Because I technically, you're good enough. We're still partners.
Yeah.
And either you are on a team or not, we're still partners. You grow, I grow. So I'm always going to be supporting you. Versus traditionally, let's say if team members leave at the same company, let's say,
Yeah.
and technically, you have no of relationship, right? Because when they leave the team, everything's up.
Yeah.
Pretty much, right? So that's the problem I'm seeing as a traditional brokerage, and that's the reason that I feel it's a little bit different. But anyways,
I guess the XP model, they're still technically
partner.
Yeah, they're still under your umbrella.
Yes.
So there's a benefit to you still with them being with the XP.
Yes.
So you're always going to be, I guess, supporting them. Yeah.
Supporting them.
Exactly.
And just like what you said, if we're here to teach. We're not here. If we try to hold back on some stuff that we're afraid that you're gonna leave, then it's gonna be hard.
Yeah,
and I always believe in that as well. But the thing here is that sometimes I just feel that what's the point? Sometimes I just feel. But I have a lot of agents that from Mike Ferry. I've always shared with them what I feel about what I learned. I always share with them. I don't hold back.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. So what if I could get the benefit out of it? If I'm sharing anyway.
Yeah.
That's the main, and that's why I'm doing actually seminars tomorrow actually. Right?
Yeah, you said was it lead generation, right?
Yeah, lead generation.
Yeah.
Prospect like a pro. We call it. I would love. I think that my battery's going to be die soon.
Sure.
So thank you so much for coming by and doing
thanks
this.
For having me.
For doing this with me. Yeah. I'm wondering if you'd be open to do a panel with me. I think Bantu's in for it.
Okay.
For a what we call the $1 million panel.
Yeah.
And just to maybe like a panel where we discuss about what we do, how we do.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you'd be interested in having a seminars here.
Sure, yeah, let me know.
Okay. Well, I'm planning maybe towards middle of April, maybe towards I'll say mid, like 18, 20, something around that, where we could sit down, we'll have a chat, and then after that we can have a lunch together.
Sure, yeah. I haven't seen Buntu in a while, so it'd be nice to see him too.
Sure. Okay, if you're into it, and I'll tell him that, hey, Darshan's in, but he's in already. I spoke with him
Okay.
already. He said, you know what, no problem.
Okay,
right?
yeah, no
So yeah, if you're in for that, that'll be great.
Okay, yeah. I'm
So
in.
we're just more focusing on in terms of sales
Yeah.
wise. Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. So I'll let you know the time.
Yeah, let me know. I'll be here.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
All right.